Good morning, Cardinals. This is Mr. Ernst. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, and we are going to quickly talk about what your assignment today, which is 8.1.3, is all about. Today's assignment is all about something that is called a step function, very similar to how you have steps on a stair, or stairs, or a Stairmaster, or anything like that. This is a graph that creates a stair-like function, and we're going to be taking a look at that today through this example of taxicabs. So the first problem that you have to do in this is, it gives you a taxicab, and it says that the taxicab charges $5 for distances 1 mile or less, and then $2 for each additional mile. I want to make a note here or really emphasize here that it does not change the price in between those. And this is really what's going to change our step function. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here in a moment. First of all, we come over to complete our table. So you get in the taxi cab and you go 1 mile. Before, when you are at 1 mile or less, you're being charged $5. The second you go over 1 mile, because just like they said over here, 1 mile or less, 1 mile or less. So the second you go over 1 mile, it adds $2. So now you're paying $7 up to mile 2. The second it goes over that second mile, it needs to add $2 more. This is a fairly simple table. We're just going to continue to add $2. 7 plus 2. So I'm going to be charged $9. Then for mile 4, $11. Then for the next one, $13, $15, $17, and $19. Double check my math here. Plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Cool. So now we have all of my fares here. And just like per usual, it asks us to go through and graph it. Everything is as per usual. So 1 and 5. Over here I have my graph set up for fares to be on my y-axis and distance to be on my x-axis. For the first one I have 1 and 5. So 1 and 5 is right here. So I'm going to be graphing 1 and 5 here. The second one is going to be 2 and 7. So I will be graphing 2 and 7's right about here-ish. Next one's going to be 3 and 9. So 3 and just before that 10, which is going to be right about here-ish. Next one's going to be 4 and 11, so just over top of that. Right about here. 5 and 13. And I'm going to go ahead and just stop there. You guys will be graphing the whole thing, but I'm just going to stop there for sake of this video. Now, usually, what happens is that when we've created this, these dots, we know that there's a line that goes through them. So we go, okay, so we know that it starts down here and goes up kind of through my dots here. It's not perfect, but you can tell that it should go up and kind of through my dots this way, right? That's how we've usually graphed things, but that's not how a step function works, because this doesn't look like stairs, it looks like a ramp. Here's the main problem. If I look down here, this tells me that if I'm at, let's say, 0.5 miles, I'm still paying less than $5. It looks like I'm paying about $4 if I go half a mile, but that's not what the rate says. $5 for distances 1 mile or less. That's where this line doesn't work for this function. This does not go into cents. No nickels, no quarters, no dimes. Everything is by the dollar, which means we're not going to have all of these little in-between areas between each of these points. So our graph is going to look a little bit different. I'm going to rewind and kind of reset what this looks like. So once again, this time, we know that from 0 to 1, this first mile that we go through, we are going to have to pay $5. So my graph starts at $5 and it stays at $5 for mile 1. The second, remember, it is 1 mile or less, so the second it goes above 1 mile, this whole distance right here, from 1 to 2, it automatically adds the $2. So this is where we start off at 5, and then this is going to add 2, add 2. Each one of these adds 2. Notice it's not adding any quarters, any cents, so it is a full $2 amount. Because of that, when we hit mile 2, we immediately jump up to $7. Again, there's no in between. It immediately jumps from $5 up to $7 the second it goes over 1 mile. Even if it's 1.1 mile, it jumps up to $7. My next one goes up to, as soon as it goes over, it jumps up to $9. Then it jumps up here. And again, my graph isn't quite perfect. These should all be nice and lined up, but me doing this by hand makes it just a wee bit shaky. And there we go. So, let me see. Okay. So, as you can see, this looks a lot more like staircase, which is why this is called a step function. In other words, there is nothing in between. There's no connecting little things here. It creates steps because they are not considering cents. It's too much work for this taxi company to consider, okay, you've gone an extra quarter mile, so we're going to add an extra 35 cents on there. So you start off, once again, $5 for the very first mile. This is your $7 for any mile over 1. If you go over 2 miles, it jumps up to $9, then up to $11, and then finally, or I'm sorry, not finally, but then up to $13, depending on how far you go. And when you guys complete this, you'll notice that these steps continue. Again, this is the core principle of what a step function is, which means even if I go, let's say, 2.5 miles, I'm still paying $9. If I go 2 3/4 of a mile, I'm still paying $9. If I go 2.9 miles, I'm still paying $9. Okay? So no matter what, so long as I'm within, that's a lot to undo. So long as I'm within this little threshold from here to here, I'm going to pay $9. Okay? Good luck on the assignment today, guys. Again, if you do need extra help with this, I have office hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Zoom meeting. And yeah. Yeah. Good luck. Miss you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.